les adjectifs. We've already noticed that in French sentences, adjectives must agree with what they describe. If you take a look at these sentences, we have Paul est grand, Pauline est grande, Pauline et Paul sont grands, and Pauline et Christine sont grandes, where you add an E to adjectives, normal, regular adjectives, when you're describing someone who's feminine or something that's feminine. You add an S to something that's plural, and you add an ES to someone or something that is feminine and plural. We've also seen that some adjectives have spelling changes when they agree. For example, sportif becomes sportive when you're describing somebody that's feminine. We must remember, though, that when adjectives are used in sentences, they typically go after the noun that they describe. For example, Paul est un garçon sportif, Pauline est une fille sportive, where sportif is following the word garçon, which is what it's describing. Paul is an athletic boy. In English, we put the adjective before the noun, but in French, most adjectives follow the noun. However, there is a small group of adjectives that actually go before the noun that they describe. If you look at these sentences, Paul est un grand garçon, Pauline est une belle fille. These adjectives are the bags adjectives, where bags is an acronym for beauty, age, goodness, and size. So in the categories of beauty, age, goodness, and size, there are certain adjectives that fall into each category, and these adjectives are the ones that go before the noun they describe. And really, these are the only adjectives that you will need to memorize that go before the noun. All other adjectives will go after the noun they describe. So for beauty, we have beau, belle, and jolie. Beau and belle, beautiful. Jolie means pretty. For age, we have nouveau, meaning new. Jeune, meaning young. Âgé, which means elderly. And vieux, which means old. Goodness, we have bon and bonne, which mean good. And mauvais or mauvaise, which means bad. And for size, grand and petit, tall and short. Now there are some adjectives that are very irregular, where it's not just a slight spelling change from the masculine to the feminine. If you take a look at these sentences, which all use the adjective for new. J'ai une nouvelle voiture, tu as un nouveau crayon, or il y a un nouvel ordinateur. We're describing all three of these things as being new, but based on the gender and the way it is spelled, you can see that there's quite a different way of spelling the word for new. So the adjectives for beautiful, old, and new actually have 5 different spellings. We have a different spelling for masculine singular that starts with a vowel, masculine plural, feminine singular, and feminine plural. So let's take a look at the 5 different ways of saying beautiful. Beau, belle, which you'll only use B-E-L in front of a masculine singular noun that starts with a vowel. Beau, you make the masculine singular plural by adding an X. That X will be silent unless a vowel follows. Belle for feminine singular, and for feminine plural, belle with an S. And again, that S will be silent unless a noun with a vowel follows it. Let's look at the forms for the word old. In front of a masculine singular vowel, in front of a masculine singular noun, we'll use vieux. In front of a masculine singular word that starts with a vowel, we'll say vielle. Masculine plural is also vieux. Feminine singular, vieille. And feminine plural, vieille. And the forms for new, in front of a masculine singular noun, you'll use nouveau. Masculine singular with a vowel, nouvelle. Masculine plural, nouveau. Feminine singular, nouvelle. And feminine plural, nouvelle. So for the adjectives beautiful, old, and new, I really encourage you to remember those pronunciation rules, how an AU is always an O sound, and how X and S are silent at the end of those words. So The rules for adjectives in French are quite different than they are in English, and it takes a lot of practice to get used to them. Au revoir les élèves.